everyone's going to kill it. I'm assuming Jane and Lucy, you can see my screen. I'll give you a cue, and I'll mute myself now.
In the works to revive the economy.
And we have updates on how many people have recovered from COVID-19 in Whitman County. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
Murrow News 8 starts right now.
Donald.
And I'm Lucy Fasano. Last week was the second largest unemployment claim in history after another 6.6 million people filed for unemployment. CNN reports that about 16.8 million American workers have filed for unemployment. This makes up about 11% of the labor force.
More towards home with our reporter Jasmine Brown. Jasmine, if I understand it, there's been some updates on COVID-19 cases in the area, correct?
Yes, Jane. Out of Latah County, a third person has tested positive for COVID-19. Now, Latah County is home of the Idaho Vandals, which is about 10 miles away from Pullman. Moscow Pullman Daily News reports that Whitman County's numbers have dipped to 8, while in neighboring region, Nez Perce had reported 18 positive cases.
We'll have some more information about those Whitman County cases soon. But first, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson was released from the intensive care unit today after treatment for the coronavirus. According to NBC, a spokesperson from Parliament said he is in extremely good spirits. According to Johns Hopkins University, the UK has recorded over 61,000 cases of COVID-19 and over 7,000 deaths nationwide.
A new study conducted by researchers in China found that SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes a COVID-19 infection, can infect ferrets and cats. Like humans, cats can catch the virus via respiratory droplets. The news comes after a tiger at the Bronx Zoo in New York City tested positive for the coronavirus after being exposed to an infected worker.
It's a $250 billion urgent request. What for? To shore up a depleting small business fund which failed to pass the Senate last Thursday. Democrats blocked the effort because they want add-ons to help businesses in disadvantaged communities, along with an additional $250 billion in funds for other priorities.
According to CNN poll conducted by SSRS, former Vice President Joe Biden holds a wide lead over President Trump in the national race for the White House. Biden leads Trump by 53% to 42% among registered voters, roughly steadied from CNN's poll in early March. Millions of Americans are filing for unemployment, so to combat this, President Trump is prepping a second task force with the sole purpose to reopen the nation's economy. CNN reports that the announcement has yet to be made, but will serve to restart the wounded economy. Hey, Carmen, here in the Bay Area, it was partly cloudy today. How is the weather going to be in Pullman for the rest of the week?
Thanks, Lucy. We have some beautiful weather across Washington today. Let's start with what we're looking at on the Palouse. We've got some sunshine today with a high of 66 and a low of 40, and a little bit of a light breeze coming in from the east. Moving across the state, it is clear that this is seriously just a good day to be in Washington, especially there in Olympia, pushing 70 degrees with Seattle in the mid-60s. I'm just north of Seattle in Everett, and I got to soak up some sunshine today. It was fantastic. Things are definitely starting to heat up east of the mountains. As you can see, Yakima and the Tri-Cities, both in the upper 70s, almost 80 today with full sun. Then into Spokane and back onto the Palouse. Like I mentioned earlier, we're seeing some sunshine and warmth in the mid to upper 60s. But will this weather stick around? Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Tomorrow will be our last day of that warm sunshine for a little bit with some overcast clouds and a high of 66. We've got a little bit of a cold front moving in on Saturday, so yes, the weekend will probably kick off with a bit of rain and clouds, but the sun should come back out Sunday and Monday with highs of 48 and 52 as it starts to warm back up. Then hopefully it will be a little bit comfier by Tuesday, looking at full sun and a high of 57. That's all for your weather. In Everett, I'm Carmen Ditto. Back to you, Lucy.
Thanks so much, Carmen. A study led by researchers at WSU have made a giant leap toward the goal in helping scientists understand how exposure to anthracyclines can lead to heart failure. In a recent paper published in the Journal of Biological Chemistry, the research team showed that a protein named FOXO1 plays a critical role in a heart damage resulting from treatment with doxorubicin, an anthracycline chemotherapy drug. Using a rodent model, they also demonstrated that by suppressing FOXO1 through the use of a FOXO1 inhibitor drug, they could prevent doxorubicin-induced heart damage.
Radio, 4 of the 12 people in Whitman County who were diagnosed with COVID-19 have fully recovered. Officials with the county public health department report that those 4 cases have been cleared from self-isolation. And with sporting events being canceled everywhere, Promise, how are sport organizations recovering from this loss?
Thanks, Jane. Well, the organization of the Wimbledon tennis tournament, the All England Lawn Tennis Association, looks set to recoup almost half of its losses from canceling the event thanks to the $2 million pandemic insurance that has been taken out every year for the last 17 years. As most of you know, Wimbledon was set to run from June 29th to July 12th this year, but was canceled for the first time since World War II because of the coronavirus pandemic. Wimbledon was expected to generate $310 million in revenue, with this year from ticket sales, broadcasting rights, sponsorships, and more, while it has a $42 million prize fund. In other news, former NFL running back Chris Johnson is accused of paying a suspected gang member for allegedly killing 2 men who shot him and killed his friend in 2015 by TMZ Sports. Johnson has not been charged with the crime, but prosecutors believe he paid a noted subordinate gang member to kill the suspected gunman in March 2015 drive-by shooting in Orlando. Johnson tweeted false news on Thursday afternoon, and a rep for Johnson earlier denied the allegations. Johnson's rep said to TMZ, quote, "There is no validity to any of these accusations." That's all I have for sports today. Back to you, Lucy.
Thanks so much, Promise. Some good news out of downtown. If you're concerned about getting all the groceries you might need for an Easter meal, Oak on Main and Cougar Catering are offering free breakfast this Easter Sunday morning. We've got some delicious choices on the plate. The restaurant and catering company will have sausage and vegetarian egg quiche options, along with potatoes, Danish, and strawberries to round out your Easter breakfast. Reservations for the free pickup meal need to be made by 4 p.m. Saturday by phone call or emailing Cougar Catering. Pickup on Sunday is from 10 to 11 a.m. and free delivery will be available for those who need it.
Well, that's all for us tonight here on Murrow News 8.
You can now watch us live on YouTube every weekday at 5:30.
News content can still be found at nwpb.org/MN8, and don't forget to follow us on social media.
Have a good night, stay home, and stay healthy.